How do you start your morning? Dennis Rader liked to start his day with Saturday morning cartoons. Only instead of cheering on Dudley Do-Right, he would furiously masturbate as Snidely Whiplash tied Gloria Swanson and Mabel Normand to the tracks in Rocky and Bullwinkle. A serial killer inspired by a cartoon. Not Satan, not revenge, not sex addiction, voices or demons, no, no, no.
Always willing to help a citizen in need.
Dudley fucking Do-Right. Pop quiz. If you got away with murder for 30 years, would you? A. Lay low and try to keep a low profile. B. Pack your bags and head for the Mexican border just to be on the safe side.
I'm going to Mexico.
Or C. Constantly taunt the media and your local police department with cryptic letters begging them to air stories about you.
Hey everyone, come and see how good I look.
I understand that option C may sound like the dumbest fucking idea in the universe to most people.
Not a good idea.
But then again, Dennis Rader, he's not most people. I mean, this is the same guy who thinks that church is a good place to bring a body tied in bondage for a little photo shoot. Okay. Dennis Rader was born in Pittsburgh, Kansas on March 9th, 1945. As a child, he witnessed an event that would shape his demented life forever. One afternoon, his mother got her ring finger caught on a loose spring while vacuuming under the couch. The image of his mother being held while in a state of panic, it triggered something in him. I mean, sure, the guy enjoyed dabbling in zoo sadism from time to time.
What? That's what I thought. Shut up.
Like most boys his age, he couldn't wait to get his hands around the neck of a cat or 10.
Hi, Church.
But this was something different.
No, that's not normal.
Dennis had other fond memories as a child. In 5th grade, he had a domineering teacher that would pick on him and other weak children. Now, to most children, this would be upsetting, but not Dennis. No, Dennis, he was in love. Unfortunately, strangling people to death, it was frowned upon in 1960s Kansas, so Dennis would have to play out his fantasies in other ways.
Damn.
One day, as he found himself tied to a fence in a hedgerow with a noose tied around his neck, wearing women's clothing and a mask that makes Michael Myers look like Ronald fucking McDonald, he realized something was missing.
You are one twisted fuck.
Rader would finally act out his twisted fantasies on January 15th, 1974. Over the course of 30 years, Rader would commit 10 murders throughout Wichita, Kansas. Now, Dennis liked to think of himself as a spy. He liked to dress in what he referred to as his James Bond outfit. Only, instead of traveling to exotic locations, seducing beautiful women, and taking out bad guys, this guy lived in Park City, Kansas, and murdered innocent women and children. Plus, James Bond had cool cover jobs. Rader would pose as a private detective.
I'm a private investigator.
A telephone repairman, a convict on the run from the law, and a sexual predator who had a problem and simply needed to act out some harmless fantasies. Yeah, okay. Nice try, Dennis. You're closer to an Austin Powers villain than you are.
Austin, what on earth did you with that woman?
That ain't no woman. It's a man.
An avid outdoorsman, Dennis preferred to take self-portraits surrounded by the wonders of nature. Dressed in his wife's Sunday best, Dennis would find a strong, sturdy tree to climb. No, not to pick apples or photograph a surrounding landscape, rather to hang himself, while dressed in various forms of bondage.
How'd you get all the way up there? Careful, it's not safe to hang yourself without a spotter. Uh-oh, looks like somebody had a fall.
Some days, when he was feeling a little more adventurous, he'd dig a nice shallow grave out in the woods.
Help, I've fallen and I can't get up. Now where did I put that dang shovel again?
Of course, he had to be careful. His wife had caught him dressed up as a doll with a noose around his neck on 2 separate occasions. Boy, and she was upset. I mean, imagine coming home from work early and seeing this. Or this. Dennis had other hobbies besides hanging himself in the trees and burying himself alive. He was a serious scrapbooker. When his hands weren't tied behind his back, he enjoyed flipping through magazines, looking for beautiful models that he would cut out and glue onto 3x5-inch index cards, complete with names, characteristics, likes, and dislikes. When he didn't have a ball gag stuffed in his mouth, he'd drive around town with his superglued model and talk dirty to her. He'd show her his favorite spots around town. A hanging tree, a burial plot. Hey babe, see that cafe? Sometimes I like to hang out in front, expose myself to motorists.
What makes me think I'm so cool?
You know, just a typical braggadocious behavior. Rader dreamed of becoming a police officer.
Powell here.
But, you know, that nasty habit of murdering the shit out of people kept getting in the way.
Is that gonna be a problem?
Yeah, it's gonna be a problem.
So he took the next best thing. He worked for ADT Security Services from 74 to 88, where he installed security alarms. Ironically, for homeowners concerned about, who do you think? The BTK killings. In 1991, he became a dog catcher and compliance officer in Park City. How a zoo sadist becomes a dog catcher is beyond me. That's like a serial killer becoming, you know, an elected church council president or a Cub Scout leader. In December 1977, Rader grew irritated by a lack of media coverage.
Pay attention to me!
In a letter to a local TV station, he wrote, "How many people do I have to kill before I get my name in the paper on some national attention?" Before reeling off a list of suggested nicknames, including the BTK Strangler, the Wichita Hangman, and the Asphyxiator. That's right, folks, this guy selected his own acronym.
They let you pick any name you want when you get down there.
Suddenly, in 1991, the killings stopped. No calls to the police departments, no poems, no Barbie dolls posed as victims, no letters to the media, no poorly written notes hidden in library books. Nothing. Out of nowhere, the semen-encrusted trail, it just dried up.
Where'd he go?
In 2004, as he was browsing the web for clips from Dudley Do-Right to strangle himself to, he came across an article that caused him to spit his ball gag clear across the room. 3 decades after the first killings, the Wichita Eagle printed an article suggesting that he had faded from memory after so many years.
Remind me who that is again?
Rader would later admit that this article would spur him to revive his deadly alter ego.
Did that go the way you thought it was gonna go? Nope.
In one of the dumbest fucking moves in the history of the world, Dennis reaches out to the Wichita police asking if they can trace a floppy disk.
No, he didn't.
So naturally the cops are just like, no, it's totally fine. No, of course not. And on February 16th, 2005, a computer disk arrives by mail to the police station. A cyber cop with the name to match, Randy Stone,
Your move, creep.
immediately uncovers BTK's message, along with the hidden metadata that reveals the disk to have been used by a Dennis at Christ Lutheran Church.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
At his sentencing on August 18th, Rader apologized in a rambling 30-minute monologue that sounded more like an Academy Awards acceptance speech.
We've had our ups and downs, but also we've been good.
He was sentenced to 10 consecutive life sentences, with a minimum 175 years. Rumor has it that until this day, he still can't believe that the police, whom he considered close friends, lied to him about that damn floppy disk. So, what do you think? With Daniel Craig now out of the picture, should Dennis Rader play the next Bond? Should the dog catching community be more accepting of zoo sadists? Let us know in the comments below. And of course, don't forget to murder that subscribe button and click that notification bell, because we have new content dropping all the time. And if you just can't get enough, you can head over and follow us on Instagram and TikTok for even more killer content.